Okay, what I'm going to try to do today is show you a little bit about what we know, or tell you a little bit about what we know about the Falkland Current, and what we hope to look at today. We hope to have a couple of opportunities to see the Falkland Current and to see some of the plankton blooming that indicates to us that the current is there. And we're going to especially look at the confluence of the Falkland Currents and the South Equatorial Currents as they come together just to the east and southeast of Buenos Aires and Montevideo. Now this is what our orbit is going to look like. We're going to have two opportunities to look at this area. The first pass, we're going to be coming down through here. We'll cross the southern tip of South America, and our side angle, our look angle, is going to be off to the south, southeast in this area here. So we expect to be able to see the Cape Horn area, the Straits of Magellan, the Falkland Islands, and the currents. Now our next pass, which will be about an hour and 3/4 later, will follow this route right here, and we'll come up a little more inland, and we'll be looking out in this direction again, looking to the southeast. So you see we're going to have two whacks at it. We'll look at it once here and once here. Now let me show you in a little more detail just what it is we're interested in here. Of primary interest for our observations today is the Falkland Current. And this is the Falkland Current right here. Now what we have is the west wind drift. We have this very slow current that moves well down in the south of the southern tip of South America. Now these again are the Falkland Islands. Here's the Straits of Magellan. Our first run is going to be up this way. We'll be able to see this area out here. Our next run will be more up in this direction, and we should be able to see out in this area where we have the confluence. Now here we have the South Equatorial Current. Now it's rotating in this direction up north of this area. We have the west wind drift this way, and you have this little area here, this current, where the west wind drift area is trapped in this narrowing area here called the Falkland Current, these being the Falkland Islands. Now you're inclined to have an eddy pattern that forms behind the Falkland Islands here. And also where the Falkland Current meets the South Equatorial Current, we end up with an eddy pattern right here, and you can see the plankton blooming moving out to the southeast. All along this area here, we can see the plankton blooming very, very clearly. The plankton is a nice light yellow, sort of an aquamarine color. Not light yellow, I mean light green, more of an aquamarine color. The South Equatorial Current, on the other hand, seems to be a little darker green. The ocean itself in this area is a nice deep blue color. So let me quickly recap now. We're going to make one pass here where we should be able to see this area. Then later on in the day, we'll make another pass up here. This is Buenos Aires. This is Montevideo. This is the Rio de la Plata, mouth of the Rio de la Plata River. And it's right opposite this area where these two currents come together. And hopefully later on today, we'll get a good look at this area of confluence of the two currents. Now another area that's of interest to us in this study, not in the current, the study of the Falkland Current, but in the area of the Humboldt Current over on this side of the South American continent, is the fact that as this current moves through all these little islands and inlets over here, you get very, very high velocities and strong currents between these little islands. The water here is very deep. It's very much like the fjords up in Scandinavia, and some people feel that maybe the fast currents that are going through these islands of the Humboldt Current, which comes up this way and gets trapped in amongst these islands, that possibly the fast-moving water in here could be harnessed that energy could be used for something like electricity. Okay, the next thing you'll be seeing will be observations out the S190 window, which is the Earth Resources window that looks straight down. And the first one will be done at about 10:20 in the morning, Central Standard Time, and then later about noon. See you then. Okay, as we come up the eastern coast of South America, we can see it's getting pretty cloudy. Way down there in the center of your screen is the southernmost tip of South America and the Straits of Magellan. Okay. Now, as we move up here into this area of clouds, there's a few patches through which we can see some of the green, light green blooming of the Falkland Current. Now, you can see the current now going from the center of the screen out to about the 9 o'clock position. I'm going to reach around and stick my finger in front of the lens or a pencil. I don't know if it's going to be focused well enough to show it to you. But right there is the Falkland Current. See that chlorophyll blooming? Now what we're seeing is the current as it moves in toward the Falkland Islands. There we go. And look at the serpentine shape of the current, the eddies that are caused there. Now let me look for a little bit. This eddy that we've been looking at is what comes in around the Falkland Islands and moves up to the northeast toward Argentina, toward the area of Montevideo. If we look way back here, you can see just beyond our discone antenna, you can see more of the Falkland Current, the blooming there. It's going parallel. You notice it's straightened out. There's not as many eddies in it. It's moving on up toward the city of Montevideo, Buenos Aires. Okay, we're going to terminate for now.